I've wound all the wire on there, put some tape over it to stop it coming loose, and very temporarily I've just put an LED straight on the end of the wires. I think we can see the LED is lighting up. So next step is to see if we can get this in there and make a rectifier bridge to straighten up the power for us to charge the battery. Can we see that? Right, rectifier bridge wired up to the old solar panel inputs onto the circuit board. I've also put the LED on the end of a bit of flexible wire because that was pointing in the wrong direction just there. I've covered the board in Kapton tape because the rectifier bridge is sitting down across where all the contacts are. And at the moment, the LED is on, running off the battery that's there. What I want to demonstrate or check is that whichever way I connect this battery to these two tags, which go to the input on the rectifier bridge, it should turn the LED out. So if I hold that on the positive, sliding around. Oh. Right, there we are, LED's gone out. Release it, LED goes back on again. On, LED goes out. Turn it round the other way. Hold that on there. Hold that on there. And the LED goes out again. So it doesn't matter which way I connect the battery, the circuit is detecting power coming in the right direction and turning the LED off. Because while there's power going in, the circuit sends the power to the battery, and when there's no power coming in, the circuit sends the power to the LED. So while we're shaking, it should be putting power into there and the LED shouldn't be on. When we stop shaking, the LED should come on. What I'm not sure about is whether it charges when it's switched off. Because if it doesn't charge when it's switched off, we might have trouble actually trying to charge it up. Because you'll have to shake it, and as soon as you stop shaking, power goes to the LED. I should have studied the circuit a bit more first, but we will find out. I think it doesn't work the way I want it to, but we'll find out. Managed to get it all in there and soldered up. Not easy, but it's in there. I should have given myself a little bit more space, but that'll be for version 3, I suppose, if we do another one. I made it just that bit too tight. LED's on at the moment, and if I shake it, we really can't tell whether the LED is briefly going out. As I do that, I think it is, it's going dimmer. I'll go and turn the light out so we got a better idea. But what we need to find out is whether we can actually run it right down, then turn it off, and then see if we can charge it with it switched off. But I'll go and turn the light out so we can see whether it gets dimmer or not. It'll probably get dimmer simply because you can't see it because it's moving, but yeah, I think it gets brighter as soon as I stop, which tells me that it is charging while it's shaking because it's briefly turning the light off. Yeah, I think it is. So Next test, turn it off. No, next test, run it right down. The only problem is these garden LED lights run all night. So we're going to have to leave it all night just to discharge and then see if we can charge it up. Well, I could try put an extra load on it, shorten it out or something like that, but I don't want to do that in case it damages any of the circuitry. So we'll just have to leave it switched on, let it run itself down, and then see if we can charge it at all. I have a nasty feeling that it doesn't charge when it's switched off. Back again. It discharged quicker than I expected, turned off after about an hour or so, but we've got the problem we had before, where if you turn it off and on again, the battery restores a little bit and has enough power to switch itself back on again, or switch the LED back on again. Because this was actually off when I came in to start filming, I switched it off and on again on the on-off switch, and the LED came back on again. It's not very bright, but it is on. If I turn this light off in the background, yeah, we certainly have light there. I suppose what I could do is turn it off again, if I can find the switch in the dark. Can't find it. There we go. Right, I've turned it off. See if I can turn it back on again. Okay, so we can see how light it is. Turn it off again, and now I will shake it for a minute and see if it comes back brighter. Ah, now that's interesting. I didn't expect that. That's turned off, and obviously, somehow or other, that is bypassing the off switch. Oh, that's going to be confusing. Because if I shake it now, we got plenty of light, but I don't want light. I want it to be charging the battery. Oh, this is definitely not working the way we wanted it. What happens if I turn it back on again? Will that be any brighter? Where's the switch? Okay, so we're dull. Let's shake it for a while. Oh, that's definitely brighter now, isn't it? So we are putting charge into it. So I guess we could say this is a success. If we want it to be really useful, we'd have to put a reflector behind it so it actually gives us some direct light, because we're not going to see very much with that. Well, I can just about see the floor lighting up. See my hand. Yeah, we got some light. We got usable light there. Not much use, but it is usable light. So it's charging up regardless of whether I switch it on or off. That's a bit confusing. Probably have to put a switch on the LED directly to stop it discharging. just switch it off again. If I can find the switch. Right, that's off. But if I shake it while it's off, it lights the LED. I have no idea why that's working like that. It shouldn't be. Whether it's producing too much power and it's bypassing the circuitry. Right, if I turn it back on again now, find the switch. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think I'll call it a success, but it's not quite what I was aiming for. And if we want it to be a sensible flashlight, torch, what we're going to call it, we need a reflector to direct the beam. Right, light back on again. Yeah, I mean, I'm rather pleased with the design. It's worked out quite nicely. As I said, I should have given myself just a bit more space in there to work, because that's a bit too tight. And obviously the on-off switch is buried right in there, so I'm having to use a screwdriver to reach in there to turn it on and off. But we could redesign that if we wanted. I don't think I will. I think I'll just leave it as it is. But if I was going to try and make it more useful, then we'd redesign this end of it. Like I say, we need a reflector and a lens to focus it. But I think that turned out quite neatly. So we can find the handle on the door to escape. Yeah, you'd have to be pretty desperate, but yeah, we have got enough light to see our way around in the dark. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave us a comment so I know how I'm doing. And somewhere up here there'll be some links to related playlists. Thanks again.